Wasla Connect and what your role as a mentor will be. But first thing, and I guess it's Mohammed and Nabil so far, but I think before I forget, I just want to thank you for giving your time and to support the Gazans, and you will make a difference. So thank you so much for signing up and doing this. Oops.
Thank you for enabling us to help. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we'll go over a little bit of the program, some of the responsibilities that as mentors you will have, and then some additional resources. And any questions that you have, please feel free to ask as we go along. So Wasla Connect was started by Khadija and Atek Ali to help support displaced Gazans. And Atek, I don't know if you wanted to say more about that since you're online.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining. I'm going to keep it brief because I know there's a lot to get through. Just you know, myself and Khadija. Khadija is actually from Gaza. She has family still in Gaza, and she's in the tech field as well. So myself and her were part of this program called Tech Women, and we came together and we felt compelled to do something, particularly in the last 16 months of what's been happening. So Wasla Connect started from knowing the fact that there are so many that have evacuated to Egypt, as well as folks that are still in Gaza that want to rebuild their lives. And we want to make that happen through mentorship and job readiness training and future courses. So here we are with Wasla Connect.
Yeah, and Alia and I are both on the phone as well, and we're board members, and we've also had the opportunity, both of us, to visit Gaza. So we're really proud to be part of this program as well. And you don't need me to show you this, but I just wanted to jump in and say, when I first went in 2016, I was surprised in visiting Gaza at the vibrant tech community, and it has one of the highest literacy rates in the world, over 98%. It had many large universities and with both men and women studying computer science and tech skills, and just really was so impressed by the ambition in such challenging circumstances for the people to make a way to support their family and make a difference in the world. So, and I know Alia, you were there as well in 2016. And did you have any impressions you wanted to share?
Yes, I echo Erin's sentiments. We were both very surprised by how educated, the people were in Gaza, and we visited a tech accelerator called Gaza Sky Geeks, and we were able to really immerse ourselves in their programs and like the startup community there. And it was a much different perspective that I had after visiting there. There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of, values placed on education. And Erin and I, when we came back, we are also involved in the Tech Women program, which is a global mentorship program that's administered by the U.S. State Department. And we've seen, the Palestinians come through this program, and everyone is, highly ambitious, very educated, and very eager to, grow professionally. And so when this initiative came up, Erin and I were really excited to jump on board and to contribute in any way that we can to help them rebuild their lives and to help them, have a little bit of normalcy, given the horrible experiences that they've been through. My mentee from the Tech Women program, she was from Gaza, and she's currently displaced right now in Egypt. And there's many, many stories like this where there's this limbo phase, and while they're dealing with the trauma of having trapped family members in Gaza, they're also eager to pick up and rebuild their lives and get back into a level of normalcy, by reskilling them skills, upskilling themselves, and looking for opportunities to get back into the workforce. So we're really grateful to Atika and Khadija for starting this Wasla Connect initiative.
Yeah, and I had the opportunity to go back in 2018 and really see the growth in just those 2 years. When I went back then, there was over 100 students in the new building in a coding academy, a 6-month coding academy that was offered by a company out of the UK. And there was a large, open co-working space so people could work there with a generator so that they would have electricity and internet for longer hours, and also a large entrepreneurship program. So it was so impressive, and there was so much hope. And I think as you both know and are supporting, most of that has been destroyed. And so I only show this picture because it's from Wall Street Journal, by the way. But in that, many of the people we'll be working with may not have homes to go back to, may not know whether they are going to go back to Gaza or going to stay in Gaza, or where they'll be, and have been undergoing trauma. So it's kind of a special time to be able to support them in moving through that and understanding what they want to do. Most of the people that I have met or worked with since that time who were working lost their jobs because they weren't able to, have access to the internet or to work over the last year. So hopefully with this hand we can give them, we can make a difference. And again, thank you so much for doing this. The program basically has 3 pillars. It's offering mentorship, soft skills training, and access to university courses. And again, it's evolving over time. There was a short pilot. You're the second group that will get started, and it's planned to be 3 months in duration. The training will be 6 workshops that will be offered. The trainer speaks Arabic, so he'll be able to support them in both English and Arabic, and that will supplement our mentorship. And the American University courses, there's, I think, 2 programs there. Hopefully they'll be able to take technical courses to give them more recent technical training and certificates. But this particular cohort will start with a group. I think, Ateka, what's the name for it? A cohort that will start on campus and also have availability in Cairo. Well, they'll help them through understanding also the Egypt ecosystem, and how to work there. And then again, some specific soft skills and job readiness. So 3 major components, of which you 2 will be very, very critical parts of that.
Yeah, the aim of this program and the mentorship, what I really appreciate about Wasla Connect is that there's the one-on-one component, which is, you as mentors will be giving your time and working with your mentee on their specific goals on a weekly basis for 30 minutes. And then in addition to that, there's these curated set of courses through the American University of Cairo that will help, with adding more value in terms of, giving them the soft skills readiness training, and giving them exposure, as Erin said, to the local ecosystem. There's recruiters there too. There's also, advising that'll be available. So it'll be nice to have, for them to have exposure on the ground to the ecosystem there. And then in addition to the one-on-one coaching that we'll provide, and then the workshops that our trainer will provide will be a nice, like, it'll be a package for them to help them get back on track and to start making themselves available and putting themselves out there back in the market.
Yeah. Thank you, Alia. There's also some additional partnerships, and you'll get a workbook later that will also give you access to these. But just in case you find you need it when you're doing your mentorship, you want some additional help. So there's the Rays of Remedy, which is free online mental health care services for people affected by this terrible destruction and devastation. And also, again, as we said, American University of Cairo, they are, what's really, I think, cool about it is they're, in addition to the customized cohort, specifically focused on helping these mentees, but they also offer reduced rates for continuing education tech courses. And I know for people who, have been out of work for even a short time, sometimes it can be helpful to get back in. So I'm excited about that. Apricot is a job placement group, and they, in addition to providing some resume review for us, they do potential job placements, and most of that would be contract or remote job work. But so that can be the next step as well. And also Concat, which does job placement. I think they're out of Lebanon. They do job placement in the MENA region. So if the mentees will be at different places depending on where they're living and whether they're working now or not, or what their next steps are. But so if you have some that are ready for the job placement, we do have contacts that can help them achieve that as well. So in terms of the mentorship, it is really mentee centered. And I say that because each mentee may be facing different challenges. And so they will be putting together their own goals as part of their checklist, like what they would hope to gain out of this mentorship and out of this program. And so our role as mentors is really focused on helping and encouraging them and just giving them an ear to talk to, every week, really providing the support and encouragement. And to do that, it's really important, as I'm sure you know, but to listen and understand, their needs and their goals, but also to provide that feedback and encouragement. And I know, at least for the first session that I did, one of the things that the mentee really wanted was a resume review and a resume update. Many of the resumes come across more as the long CV type of resume that may or may not work for the companies that they're applying to. So it can be really valuable to review their resumes and bring them up to date. Also, any interview skills. I know many of the mentors have done mock interviews with some of the mentees just to get them more comfortable with that. We can also share any personal contacts or specific skills or training programs that we know of individually. And I think given what they've gone through, it's really critical to be reliable and be present. The program only asks for that 30 minutes a week. I found the 30 minutes was actually okay. We focused and we talked, and we generally were able to keep it to the 30 minutes. But I think that there are going to be times when maybe you can't make it, or you're out of town, or your mentee doesn't have access to the internet. But just reschedule when you can, or let them know so that they know that they can count on you. And Alia or Ateka, do you want to add anything to this?
No, Erin, you covered most of it. The advice that I would give in terms of the mentorship is to really help them with the confidence. I think the biggest struggle right now after what they've been through is that there is this, lack of confidence given the situation. And, in my situation, I mentored a mom. She has a user UX experience and she's a mother to 3 children. She's currently displaced in Oman. And the focus of our mentorship was to, help her with her interview skills and her English communication. She's very talented, has the educational background, very driven, but she struggled with communication and telling her story and, answering some of the the behavior-based questions. And that was her focus, just helping her, like going through some mock interviews, going through some questions, and just helping her with her confidence. And I think that that's the key here. I mean, the value that we provide is giving them the confidence and helping them with getting practice, because to be honest, I mean, a lot of them are still haven't put themselves out there yet, right? They're still kind of waiting for that next step. And so, our role is to help them, feel better about themselves, about their experience, so that they can, get that nudge of like, okay, now that you have all this practice, now you've got all this exposure, um, you know, put yourself out there. And I think for, as a result of my meeting with my mentee, like she, started putting herself out there, started applying for contract jobs, and it just like it created some level of normalcy. And you may have like you may not have all the answers, right? So this is where I think your network comes in. You can make introductions to people in your network, and that's what mentorship is. I mean, you're not the end all for every of their need. I mean, you have you can make those connections for them, as Erin mentioned here.
Yeah, and Alia had brought in someone who was an AWS recruiter to do one of the workshops that we had. And that was really, really valuable because even for some of us who've been in the workforce for a long time, how you can optimize it for ATS and different things. So yeah, I think any contacts you can bring in or any way you can support them, I think is really valuable. So we got some do's and don'ts here. Again, I think as Alia was saying, really encourage and motivate. They're going through a hard time. They may not think there's much hope. And any way we can help them look towards the future and be supportive of that, I think can make a difference. And positive and patient. I think that after going through trauma, it may take them a while to really focus on what they want to be the next step, or even believe they have a next step. And I know on my resume review, the resumes were so different from what I was used to that took a while to work through that in terms of what some of the companies she was applying to, what the resume should look like. But eventually, we definitely got there. Again, consistent, but try to be flexible. I know that sometimes, even in my house, but much worse for most of them, having the access to the internet and the power can be a challenge. And really feel free to share your experiences. We've all gone through challenges too, right? So sharing your experiences and things that worked for you is I think very valuable. Providing the timely feedback, so if they do have a chance to review their resume or to, go through an interview training with them, please don't hesitate to give them feedback. That's what we're here for. And again, some may want to share, their stories. Some may not. Some it may be very difficult for. So we should lean into how they want to handle that. And from our standpoint, keep it more professionally focused, you know, on, what they want to do for the next step. Um, I work with a lot of people who use a lot of shoulds, and I think this is a very word I try to avoid. I'm not always successful, but it's not our resume, it's not our job, it's not our life. So they may need something very different than I would need at this point. So we really do want to not take over, really be there for support and encouragement. Overpromise, I think even in the US, getting jobs today can be a challenge. So we want to be there to give them that hand up and to support them through that. But not promise anything that we can't follow through on. The third one there is may seem a little harsh, and I want to explain it is we try to keep the mentorship and the donation separate, and that's really so that no one feels pressured to give money, and we don't set up an expectation that that will happen. But obviously, if you want to donate to Wasla Connect, and then Wasla Connect, can support them in more ways, we will do that. And we don't want to stop you from supporting any other ways you can, but specifically for your mentorship, we want it to be one about mentorship and not have the mentors feel pressured at all because for this. And the other thing is it or to politicize, and I mean that in that they may or may not want to talk about the political situation, and we just want to be a little bit careful about that. Any questions or anything you want to add, Alia or Ateka?
I just
No,
want
you
to
covered.
I just want to add like a logistical piece. We do part of the platform that we purchased. We do have a plugin for English to Arabic translation. All of our mentees do speak English fairly well, but if they feel like they need that extra, just English to Arabic translation, especially if we speak faster or there's technical terms they're not very familiar with, you can turn that on into the Zoom once you get into the platform using the Zoom link that our platform provides. It's under a translation button. And if you have any trouble, please do reach out to our team. We can help you with that. But it's nice to just keep it on. It works fairly well. We've tested it. So that can just help them just, if you just want to freely speak and they can catch some of the nuances that they might miss, especially if you're speaking fast and whatnot.
Oh, here. Yeah. So in terms of additional resources, as Ateka just mentioned, there are resources also on that Dream.io platform. You will have a mentor handbook. We're editing that a little bit today. I don't think you'll need it much, but just if you hit a roadblock, some questions you might want to, ask or to keep the conversation going. We also will be setting up a WhatsApp group. So as mentors in the cohort, you can share any experiences or ask for help through that. One thing, Ateka may be mad at me, but I'm going to say this. One thing, I had trouble with the Dream.io platform in terms of setting up the meetings. And so the platform can be a very valuable tool and it can help you, particularly as she mentioned in terms of the translation, but don't let that stop you from connecting. So I just we set up a regular Zoom meeting the same time every week. And I just did that on my own Zoom, or you can do it on Google Meet. Try to use Dream.io if you can, but just don't let that get in the way of communicating with your mentee.
Correct. There has been glitches in the past with the platform, but we're hopefully ironing that out and we should be up and running So yeah, definitely try use Dream.io, but if there's a glitch, definitely try to use something else and don't let a week just, go by without just because if it's a logistical issue.
Yeah. And I think I want to say one more thing in that, and I find this unbelievable, but in my discussions with some of the people affected, you know, it's hard for them to believe that anyone in the world cares, with what they've gone through. And so I think, that's one thing that we can at least in our mentorship, let them know that we do care, and that you know, uh, we do want to help them in any way we can.
Are there
And that's all I had, but there must be some questions.
any questions?
For me, I think it's clear. I'm just waiting till we see the handbook, and I'm going to go through the material I've seen on Wasla. Am I clear? My voice clear?
Yes, yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you, Maj.
So I'm just interested. I want to go through the material I found on Wasla on the website and see if I have questions, I'll get back to you. But I think it's clear. But I'm not sure when do we start. That's what I didn't get from the session today.
Yeah, so we will be starting this week. So this week is kind of just like orientation week, setting up your calendar, finding a day and time that works. Again, there is a time difference. If you're living in California, most of our mentees are in Egypt, which is a 10-hour time difference. So we usually, do our mentorships in the morning, so it's in the evening for them. You can also schedule them on the weekend as well. So whatever works for you. If you feel like it might be difficult with your works to be consistent, you can schedule it on the weekends or Fridays, whatever works for you. And again, they're very flexible. But again, in terms of timing, but knowing the fact that there is a 10-hour time difference as well.
Since I'm in Ramallah, I don't think that should be an issue for me, right?
Oh, okay. That should be fine for you. Yes. Any other questions?
So Tekka, are you going to send out the WhatsApp
Yeah, so
group
we're collecting WhatsApp numbers. You should have received an email from Jasmine collecting them. She feels like she has most of them, but I'll reach out to the folks that we don't have. I'll create a WhatsApp group, and the WhatsApp group will just help us communicate amongst ourselves with the mentors. If you have any questions, we can answer them right away. This for us. A couple of other things that will be coming your way is that, again, this cohort is 3 months long. So, starting this week and ending in April, so end of April, so 3 months. We will be doing a midpoint survey. So you'll be receiving a midpoint survey sometime in March just to see how things are going, anything we can do to help improve the program, and then an endpoint survey as well. So we can just get some feedback as well as how the program went towards the end. So those are just basically two logistical things I just wanted to mention that you will be receiving. So the WhatsApp group is important. I know we're collecting phone numbers, but if I'll go through my spreadsheets and see if I'm missing any, and I'll reach out to you guys to get that, and we can get that going right away so you can communicate a lot easier. So you'll be communicating. I'm creating this WhatsApp group so we can create a cohort amongst the mentors so they can communicate amongst each other. So for instance, if there is something that we need, like from a networking perspective, we can use each other to help find something that might help others that are that need additional help.
I have a question
Yeah.
regarding like their flexibility. Is there a certain time range where they don't want to be attending any calls? Like if I'm available, like say 9 a.m. In the West Coast time, like Pacific time. I think that's 7 p.m. over there. Is that too late or?
So we have Noor. Noor's our intern, is one of our past mentees from our alumni program that we launched in October. Noor, is there a good time? What would be a good time? Or if I know everyone is different, they're probably specific, but
Not Friday, by the way. Not Friday for us.
Right, not Friday.
Hi everyone, my name is Noor. I'm from Palestine and now I live in Egypt. Actually, I have hi Nabil, you are my coach, and I'm a trainer and I have maintained at the same time. So 7 p.m. in my time, it will be, if you are in California, there's 10 hours. So in your time, it's 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's good for me. 7 p.m. is very good.
Okay.
Actually, all my meetings started from 7 p.m. But because I work on Wasla from Monday to Thursday from 7 to 10, so it's good to make it on weekend, or we can make it more late or more earlier. So we can discuss about it. But I talk about another maintenance. I think 7 p.m. in Egypt is good.
Okay.
But maybe not good for me because I work, but we can handle it.
Okay. Is there a place where we can, let everyone know, like, this is the time I'm available?
Yeah, so so you'll be receiving an email from our platform, and it has a calendar feature to it too. So you can choose your time in your calendar, and then they sync.
There is a chat on Wasla platform, so we can have a chat on Wasla platform and discuss the time, so we can handle it.
Okay.
Fantastic. Cool. So, Banan, I got your email. I got your phone number. I just put it into my notes. So I will add that. Thank you for sharing. Actually, if everyone on this call, if you don't mind putting your phone number, it might be just faster than me reaching out, if that's okay. That might be just easier. And I'll just grab all that information for WhatsApp so we can just get started.
Also, can I ask before we go, how you heard about Wasla and what made you interested in being a mentor?
Okay, I'll go first if no one else. Yeah, so I manage engineers right now, so I'm kind of used to being a mentor, and I've done mentorship before in the past, and yeah, I just want to help out where I can, and I want to see people succeed and see how I can help them. For Gaza specifically, I want to help people who are going through hard times, and if I can help them in some way, have a better future, that's like basically my goal.
And how did you hear about Wasla?
Oh, a friend of mine, he posted it in our, we have a group chat with our friends.
Okay.
He posted there and he's like, hey, if anybody wants to help out some people in Gaza who need mentorship. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Okay.
Same thing, me, some group channel in Techies in Seattle shared it, and I just signed up.
Great. Wonderful.
Okay. So you'll be receiving an email with the workbook and some additional information. There's some additional information, as well as I'm going to just share a survey. So we do have a very short survey of today's presentation to help us, again, this is our first official cohort. We did a pilot back in October, but first official cohort, we want to make sure we provide the best experience moving forward. So we're, open to any type of feedback. So I'm going to share just a survey. It's really quick, shouldn't take too much of your time, but if you can, fill that out, and that would be fantastic. Any other questions? No, everyone feels comfortable. Next steps, you should be receiving an email, and then yes, scheduling a time with your mentee, setting up a weekly schedule.
Hey,
Yes.
oh, sorry to cut you off. Hey, I just have a quick question. It appears I'm looking at the Dream.io dashboard, and it seems like I already have a scheduled time with my mentee. And
Okay.
I think this is based off of the availability that I had shared, but this is 2 p.m. Central, which is 10 p.m. Egypt time, assuming that's where she is. Did she confirm this time, or was it auto scheduled based off of my availability?
It's auto scheduled based off of your availability, but you can definitely tweak it. I mean, if you want to change it, you can go ahead and do that.
Okay. So there's no way, like there's no like messaging tool like between mentor and mentee through the platform where I can, see if that works for her and if she needs to, I guess, move it.
Can you see her email or?
No, I don't.
Okay, let me just write that feedback down because I'm meeting with the platform tomorrow. Let me see if we can provide emails to make scheduling a lot easier. But if there should be a way to change that to better fit, if you need to change it. But let me write
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it works for me. It works for me. I just don't want to,
Yeah.
like, I want to be accommodating of her if that's too late.
Okay. Yeah, or you can actually just, for the first meeting, talk about a different schedule.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
But I'll definitely write that down for feedback.
Oh, thanks.
Cool. All right. Anything else? Please do fill out the form, the survey will help us, with our next onboarding. I see everyone has shared their phone numbers. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Alia and Erin, for presenting today. Any other questions? Okay, so we'll be in touch through WhatsApp and, please reach out. I'll be sending an email shortly with how to communicate further.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good day.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.